I couldn't function. And I didn't know what was going on because I've never been that sick before. Like with my other two kids, I've never been that sick. I could not eat anything. Anything I ate would come back up. Even if I ate ice, water, anything, it would come back up. And I just couldn't eat. So I would have to go to the hospital. They would give me an IV to, keep me hydrated because I was dehydrated a lot because I was not eating. I was not intaking fluids. I was not able to do anything. And the only thing like I could do for those few months was go to work on days where I could get up, and as soon as I get off, like I would come home, bathe, give my kids a bath, feed us, and by 5 o'clock I'm out. Like as soon as I sit down, I was out. That's how much I did not have energy. That's how exhausted I was. Could have been a state of depression. It was just like so much going on and so much being thrown at me, at once. And actually at this time, the relationship was like over. It was hard. And I think it was more so hard because I was upset with myself because I promised myself that I would never let this happen again. No one wants to be a single parent. No one wants to go through this on their own. And I beat myself up about it so bad to where that could have possibly been the reason why, my energy level was low, why I couldn't eat. So I beat myself up about it. And I actually got to a point to where I stopped talking to everybody. I cut everybody off. Every time I hear from somebody, they'll be like, oh, where have you been? This, that, and the other. And mind you, nobody knew that I was pregnant. Nobody knew what was going on but my mom. He knew. But that's it. I got to a point to where, like, I was so down about the situation that I just kind of wanted to end it. And with us going through stuff, it was like, I don't know. I came up with these options in my head. Either to just end it and just be done and not deal with it. Act like it wasn't there. Disappear, have it, and, just not say anything else about it. And it's just like, I overthought the situation so bad to where I think I was making myself more sick. I was stressed out about my business because I have this building that's sitting up. No one's going to. Rent has to be paid. Utilities have to be paid. And I pretty much was at a point to where, like, I didn't care. Like, I didn't care about anything but, make sure my kids are straight and sleep. That's all I did. And then, I started, I don't know, just one day I got tired of dealing with it by myself. So I vented. People started to find out. They started to ask me, are you pregnant? Like, because of how I was sleeping, how tired I was, I guess my mood swings, different things. They started to question. And I just started to be like, yeah. And I was like, I don't think I want to go through this. I don't feel like I should have to go through this. And I even, I text my mom and I was like, look, can you just, I'm just want to disappear, act like I ain't never have it, and just, go on. I also told her, I was like, I don't think I want to go through this. I want to get rid of it. And I've been anti, my whole life. That But it's just like I felt like I was at the lowest point in my life. It's like all I could think about is my other 2 kids. And I'm like, okay, well, Jessica, you just went through all this stuff. You just basically had the outside of your cervix like removed from when I got sick. I went through a lot with my Graves' disease and my thyroid, and it was just like I don't want to go through it anymore. And I don't want anything to happen to me to where, I could possibly, something happened to me. I still have to be here for my kids or whatever. So I started to vent. And, the more, I started to be honest with myself about what I was feeling, what I was going through, my emotions, and everything. It's like the more I started to accept it. And I was thinking to myself, and I was like, well, maybe me going to the doctor and them telling me all this time that I had lost the baby, maybe that was God's way of keeping me from doing what my first mind wanted to do. Basically, when I found out again that I still was pregnant, it's too late. So maybe God was keeping me from getting, rid of what he put there to bless me. Because I don't know. I can't look at it in a negative way. I cannot. It's amazing how all this time I knew what I was going to do. I knew what my first mind was, and I was stopped. I was basically put at a point to where I couldn't do it. So one Sunday I was at church and my pastor began to prophesy, and I hadn't told many people that I was pregnant. I didn't talk about it. I just went on because my stomach was flat. Like up until 4 months, it was flat. So he just started to speak, and he was, he said, Jessica, and he started to talk to me, and he was like, God placed a blessing in your belly.
Jessica, can I tell you what God just said? He said in your belly is a promise.
So he went on to tell me, the reason why you're going through everything that you're going through is because God is using this child to drain everything out of me, like all the hurt and all the pain that I could not let go of myself. And it's so true, because it's just so much stuff that I was holding on to that once, I could be able to eat again, and once that draining state was over, I'm a totally different person. I promise you, I don't dwell on things. I'm not holding on to pain and everything that I went through in my life. I look at it in a positive aspect. I don't look at anything negatively anymore. And it's like this time that I've been pregnant or whatever, it's been hell, but it's been a blessing at the same time, because it's like I'm free. I don't know. I was depressed. I did not want a baby. I did not want another baby. And it's like now I'm thankful. I'm really thankful. Even though I'm still going through hell. Because I have these varicose veins on the back of my legs. And I would show y'all, but I'll post a picture or whatever. But it's just so much stuff that's been going on. And throughout the process, I also learned, it's nobody's fault. And it's not this child's fault. And I didn't want my child to suffer. So, the anger that I had towards that person, it literally disappeared. And he would reach out, and at first it was like I was bullheaded. I was like, don't text me, like don't talk to me, leave me alone, da da da. But it got to a point to where I started to respond, and you know, I could tell that he would, you know, he really cared, and he wanted, you know, to make sure that the baby was okay. He wanted to make sure that I was okay, and I appreciate it. And you know, I just told him, like, you know, just be the best father that you can be for your child. Like, don't worry about what we went through. It's nobody's fault. Yeah. So now I'm able to eat, even though these veins in my legs, they still have not checked to see if they are blood clots. My whole back of my legs, all you see is like veins, and it looks like bruises, but they still haven't, you know, checked to see. I'm back working on getting my business open. I'm shooting for March 1st. But anyways, now I am actually getting ready to launch this production company. Finally, everything's falling into place. And somehow, I've been making ends meet and exceed. And that's how I know, like, you know, all of this it wasn't by chance. None of this was by chance. It all happened for a reason. And now I am 6.5 months. I have a healthy baby. I actually found out what I was having at 14 weeks. And when I finally accepted the fact that I was pregnant, I was like, you know, God, please let it be a boy, because I can't deal with it anymore. My daughter, like, she acts just like me. Like, the attitude is horrible. So when I found out, like, it was a boy at 14 weeks, it kind of changed my whole mood. Like, the depression kind of lifted off of me a little bit. I was kind of relieved a little bit. And the more, you know, I stopped worrying about it, the better things got, and everything started to fall into place. So if you're going through things, like, it's super hard not to look at the negative and not to be like, oh my God, panic mode. But you just have to, like, sometimes you have to overlook what you don't see now and know that the outcome is always going to be for your good. As long as you stay a positive person, as long as you keep a positive attitude, as long as you keep yourself motivated, as long as you keep a smile on your face and just keep going, your outcome will always be the best thing that you need, and it will always be the best outcome for you, as long as you do your part and stay positive and keep pushing and not worry. And you know, sometimes you have to let God handle it. So that's it. And that's how I am now. It's so much more stuff, y'all. There's so much more stuff. I probably could talk for an hour, but I don't feel like it. So I will tell you guys more about this as I get more used to recording myself and back doing this, because every time I try to do YouTube, it fails. It's hard. It's hard to edit, so I'm not editing this. It's going to be long. It's going to be drawn out. And yeah. But stay positive. Stay motivated. Stay encouraged. And if you guys have lost a baby, you have my prayers. You know, you have my condolences, because it's not easy to hear that. It's not easy to, I mean, even if you didn't even want it. Like, it's hard when someone tells you that this was here and it's now gone. So just stay motivated, stay positive, and